Thanks for tuning in. Zet's here with every big house
in 10 minutes. The big house won, starting it all back in 2011. And who better to tell you about it than the man behind the event itself, Juggle Guy. The first big house was exciting because it brought together a few strong melee regions that we hadn't seen compete against each other in a long time. Lovage and SUJ were two of my favorite up-and-coming players from the West Coast, and when they confirmed to attend, neighboring regions like Chicago and Toronto came out strong to see if they could stack up. Although SUJ would get sent to losers early by Ryan Ford, he would make it all the way to Grands over Vans, Kirby Kaze, and Duck. But it'd be Lovage who'd take the event without dropping a single set. The series' second installment would further exceed expectations by drawing in considerably better players in 2012. As told by Juggle Guy, Lovage and SUJ are from the same general region as Mango, who confirmed to attend the Big House 2 pretty early on thanks to word of mouth from the other two. At the time, Hungrybox had been on a losing streak to Mango at majors like Impulse and FC10R, so he confirmed to attend in order to face Mango again at the Big House 2. The talent pool just increased from there as people jumped at the opportunity to compete with two gods of the game. And Mango's then dominance would continue, as he'd take the event from the winner's side, defeating HBox 6-1.
He's going for the up air, falls down, gets the shield stab, pins him on the edge, and clutches it out with that up air. Mango is your Grand Finals champion for Big House 2.
Riding the wave of Melee's big return to EVO 2013, the Big House 3 saw by far the most entrants of the series, with 172 in the Melee singles bracket, and was also noteworthy as the first big house to feature 3 gods. Also, it featured the premiere of the Smash documentary, which would go on to change the community forever. Mewtwo King would overcome Dr. Peepee in winter semis, and although HBox had been dominant in the recent head-to-head, Mewtwo King would go on to win both winners and grand finals over HBox to take the tournament. This remarkable victory would initiate a slew of events Mewtwo King would win, a period which has been referred to as the return of the king.
Oh my goodness.
Oh!
And that's it. That's it. Choice of Mewtwo King.
A big smile for both of our players.
Look at that.
Mewtwo King is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that. I like
the fist bump. He's got the trophy.
Hands in the trophy. I love
Ah yes, the Big House 4. We're now 2 EVOs deep into the Platinum era of Melee. The Smash doc has been out for over a year, and that's how you draw in 574 players for Melee singles. 4 of the gods and Leffen would attend, and let's just be honest, this tournament would feature one of the greatest top 8s of all time. First of all, Lucky would take his first set over a god ever by eliminating HBox at 9th place. Additionally, Leffen would beat Armada in an insanely close set in winter semis. But the real story of the tournament was, in fact, literally every single Mango set. This event was just littered with unforgettable Mango moments.
Gonna go for the stomp. Great tech.
Oh!
He went for the knee.
My son went for gold.
This was back when Mango could reach winners semis without even going spaces, as seen in winners quarters here, where he'd defeat Hacks in such a way that will withstand the test of time.
Yeah, I think you do need that edge guard, and I think you should take me seriously, because look at the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, I got numbers on the...
Yo, did he just walk up slowly and down smash?
He did. He really did, though.
Once in losers, we'd be entertained by the best Mango Lucky set ever. A fairly dominant victory over Armada.
You know, like the pressure that he has, the tech skill that he has, that's not a Mango thing.
No.
So, you know, but wait a minute, just as I say that, Mango's saying, yo, I have tech skill too!
My goodness.
The second historic set-clinching 4-stock over Leffen.
How is Leffen feeling right now? He wants this stock so bad. He's got a point to prove. You can't just 4-stock me, Mango!
Oh my God.
You can't just 4-stock me, Mango!
Apparently, yes you can.
And finally, by double eliminating Big House's defending champion in Mewtwo King, Mango would win his second Big House and maintain his rank as the world's best Melee player for his second year running.
Mango beats Mewtwo King.
Mango takes the Big House 4 out of Mewtwo King's arms.
A stellar performance from Zimmermanson, from Sentimentson, but today Mango from Norwalk is our champion.
C9 Mango comes back.
By next year, things would get fairly crazy, as the event's 5th installment would join Apex and EVO of 2015 as just the 3rd ever tournament to break 1,000 entrants. In fact, it welcomed over 1,300, more than doubling last year's size. Again featuring 4 gods, Big House had strongly solidified itself as one of the year's most important and prestigious events by now. After Armada bested Mewtwo King and HBox beat Mango, the two would face off in 3 sets between winners and grand finals. Although HBox would reset the bracket, it would be Armada who would take first place, becoming the 3rd god to win a Big House and sealing his spot over Hungrybox as the SSBM ranked #1 Melee player in the world.
I mean,
oh,
and
that's
Armada.
it. That is it. Armada taking both events at the Big House 5. Put on a show, yeah. He beat Mango and Mewtwo King and took Armada to Game 5, who was,
2016 would see continued community growth as the Big House drew in over 1,500 entrants. On one side of bracket, both Mewtwo King and Hungrybox would stunningly be upset early by Silent Wolf and SFAT respectively. Then Ice would beat both of those foxes in the Ditto to miraculously find himself in winners finals. The other side of bracket went much more according to plan and saw another classic face-off between Mango and Armada. Although Armada would take a 2-game lead, Mango would defy all odds and force a Game 5 last stock situation.
And they're both playing. Oh, and he just clutches out the up smash. Who would have thought that after that opening from Mango, going down 2 games, looking dejected and looking defeated, that he could turn this whole set around and win 3-2.
Armada would then stage an impressive losers run, beating Hungrybox, Mewtwo King, and Ice to earn his rematch against Mango. He would then reset the bracket and bring the final set all the way to Game 5 last stock. And here it is.
This is going to be last stock. Jeez. Now we feel the tension of Armada. No, but wait a minute.
He gets it.
He just comes down from the platform and gets a grab on the top. Big House 6.
And with his 3rd Big House victory, which to this day is still more than anybody else, Mango would continue his streak of winning every even-numbered Big House.
2nd set, last stock.
The following year's event brought in over 1,500 entrants for the 2nd year in a row. And the main story starts with Plup's legendary winners run, where he'd defeat Mewtwo King 3-1 to make winners semis. There, he would make Melee history by finally taking his first set off of Armada.
Wolf, great smash DI from Plup.
Yeah, gets out of it.
And that should be it right
there.
there.
It is.
Plup takes it over Armada for the first time, and Armada approves of it.
Afterwards, Plup would go on to defeat Leffen and make Grand Finals winner's side. However, after having lost to Leffen in winner's semis, Hungrybox would make a crazy losers run, beating Mewtwo King. Armada.
The DI's there, but it's not enough in Hungrybox, ending Armada's run.
Leffen.
I took that to heart, man.
Oh,
Yep.
And Plup twice to win his first ever Big House, allowing him to eclipse Armada in the rankings and earn the #1 spot for the 2017 season.
Oh,
and Hungrybox.
And Hungrybox closes it out. And
What
he is
a
your Big
killer.
House champion.
The Big House 8 was the 4th straight installment to feature over 1,000 entrants. And amazingly, Bananas would somehow upset Plup in winners round 1 of top 64. This would shape the entire rest of the bracket, of course, with Bananas then beating both Hugs and noted Ice Climber Slayer Fiction to remarkably make winners semis and end up clutching the summit spot available. While this would allow Hungrybox for a relatively comfortable path to winners finals, but on the other side of the bracket, Mango and Leffen would face off in semis again.
Down air.
Keep back airs instead.
I think that's a C-stick malfunction.
And that'll do
he gets it there.
So many opportunities.
Only for HBox to take winners finals 3-0. But don't forget about Plup. Starting with a 3-1 victory over Moki in losers round 2, he would take sets over None, Lucky, La Luna, Swedish Delight, Axe, Leffen, Zane, and Mango to somehow make it to Grand Finals over HBox. Despite all this momentum, HBox would win his 2nd straight Big House and also seal his 2nd straight year as the highest ranked Melee player in the world.
To the point where I don't even know that.
And he gets him. Yeah, that's gonna be it, HBox.
Convincing Toph.
Oh.
Convincing Toph.
Alright, now before we talk about the Big House 9, I just want to first thank you all for watching. And of course, given the scope of this video, I wasn't able to include all the memorable moments from these events that I would have liked. So please share your favorite Big House moment that I missed in the comments below.
Put simply, the Big House is one of if not the most important series in the history of competitive Melee, and its 9th installment is this weekend. The event will be featuring 8 of the top 10 best players in the world, and that doesn't even include Mewtwo who, despite his relative inactivity in the scene this past year, will be competing in Melee for the first time since Genesis 6. So can Hungrybox three-peat and tie Mango for the most Big House championships held by a single person? If you won't be at the event this weekend, please do not forget to tune into the stream. You're not going to want to miss it. It will be broadcasted on Twitch live by Beyond the Summit. If you will be there, I hope to see you there. And I think that just about does it for this video. But thanks again for watching. This has been Zetz. You guys are the best.